Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Hope you're all having a good Halloween. I'm back with a movie review, and after I'm done with the movie review, a horror movie review, of course, Halloween, I'm going to do something really scary. Balance my checkbook. Ooh. Anyways, I want to give a little update. Hope you all have, like I said, the weather here is supposed to be really good till about 9 o'clock, but all the trick or treating should be done then. It's supposed to start raining around 9:30 tonight. And next week, it was in pretty much in the 50s and sometimes in the mid and the high 40s this week, and then next week it's supposed to be in the mid 60s, even up to 70 this coming week. So it should be a little bit better warming up. And tonight on Turner Classic Movies on the Underground, they're going to have the short films of David Lynch. And I've never seen them. I've heard of them, like Alphabet and the Grandmother, and it's supposed to be really weird. This is before he did Eraserhead, and this is supposed to be really weird stuff from like the late 60s, early 70s, starting at 1:45 tonight on TCM, Turner Classic Movies. So you gotta watch that, and don't forget to turn your clocks back 1 hour at 2 o'clock. Okay, and now here's the movie review. And before I start, I should give a little bit of an update about The Wonderful World of Disney, because this is some Disney movies from 86 and 87. I'm be reviewing like Mr. Boogedy and Bride of Boogedy. And pretty much it's started from the Wonderful World of Disney. Now, apparently Disney had a show, anthology show, where they showed movies and stuff since like the 50s, like 54. And they've been changing the titles, and it's been going from different channel to different channel. And what I remember is the iconic one from the 70s, from 1969, 1979 on that ran on NBC, The Wonderful World of Disney. And I remember before that aired, it was Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, and then that, and that's when I was really, really little. I remember seeing those cool I almost said Kurt Russell movies like Strongest Kid and Now You See Him, Now You Don't. And apparently that one went off the air, but I was told that it went to another channel under a different name, but I didn't know about that. And then in 86, Disney went out of new management with Michael Eisner, to much the chagrin of some people who didn't like the management move. And they had the Disney Sunday Night Movie, which is pretty much Wonderful World of Disney, I guess. And it was a Sunday at 7 o'clock on ABC. And a lot of times the critics were really bashing it. The movies weren't very good. The ratings were terrible. And I remember me and my dad saying these movies aren't as good as they used to be. They used to have like nature stuff and a whole bunch of other really entertaining shows back when I remember seeing it. It was a big hubbub about them not doing very well, not being very successful. And the one series that was successful was Mr. Boogedy. At least to my knowledge, that's the one that everyone always talks about. Because they don't talk about the other cartoons that much. You don't hear anyone talk about Brat Patrol or anything like that. And Mr. Boogedy, the very first one, was a 45-minute movie made in 1986. And I saw both these on YouTube today. And I haven't seen them in over 30 years. Well, no, almost 30 years. When I was still in high school. And basically, Mr. Boogedy is about this family, and the father is Richard Mazur. I don't know if I pronounced his name right. He was in a ton of TV and movies, sometimes comedic, sometimes really serious, sometimes scary, too. He was in a whole bunch of horror films and comedies and a whole bunch of stuff. You saw his face all over. And the one daughter in that was Christy Swanson, who went on to become Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The original movie, which I absolutely hated. And I didn't bother to watch the TV show. I remember seeing the original movie at the drive-in. David Faustino played the kid in that, and he was in the kid in both the movies. And if you remember, he went on to fame was playing Bud Bundy on Married with Children. Well, anyways, the movie's about this family, and his family specializes in gags, like practical joke gags, like joy buzzers and whoopee cushions and stuff like that. And they go to this house that's obviously haunted. I mean, it's really... And they kind of ignore it, and they say, well, that's just a joke and stuff like that. John Astin from the Addams Family is the realtor, and then he's also runs the general store in this movie. And then he tells them about Mr. Boogedy. They wonder why the place is so haunted. And it's at a place called Lucifer Falls, too. Cool name for a place. And he talk about this pilgrim that's haunting a community like 300 years ago, and his ghost still remains today. And he made a deal with the devil to get like this magic cloak to make him do all invincible and have all these powers and stuff. And he was trying to go after this one lady that he was in love with, the widow Marion, and her son Jonathan was involved too, and pretty much the family is haunted by these ghosts and stuff. I don't want to give anything else away. It was only 45 minutes, but it was told very well. And actually, I mean, not a boring moment in the film. It's very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. It had like a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. It's family friendly though, but I mean, I remember I looked at the comments for Mr. Boogedy, and I remember one guy said this scared the shit out of me when I was 6. So I mean, it's too scary for young kids like 7 or 8, maybe. But I mean, older kids should really enjoy it. But I mean, now kids might be a little bit different, a little more savvy. Little kids might not be scared, because kids are different now than whenever I was little. Because I remember I was talking to the one guy at work. He said he saw Poltergeist, the original Poltergeist, when he was like first or second grade. Like, damn. Now that's really scary shit, you know. But I really enjoyed the first Mr. Boogedy. I give that an 8 out of 10. Well, actually for showmanship, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's very good. And probably one of the only really successful series that Disney, the Disney Sunday movie ever had, you know. And then they followed up with a sequel. And like I said, original Mr. Boogedy was 45 minutes. This sequel, Bride of Boogedy, was a full 93 minutes. I think they might have shown it in 3 parts, because they originally had that at a block of like 2 hours, and they shortened it to 1 hour because it was doing so badly. I think it was shown in 2 parts, if I'm not mistaken. Or they brought it into 2 parts. I can't remember. It's a long time ago. And this one's nowhere near as good. The thing of the bride aspect really comes in at the very, very end. A lot of the original actors aren't there. That Mazur guy who plays it for Dad's there, and the mom's still there. David Faustino's still there. That one kid's not there. And then that girl who played Christy Swanson's not there. She went on to do stuff like Wes Craven's movie Deadly Friend and some other stuff and other TV shows. And then they had some other girl replace her who wasn't as good. John Astin wasn't in there, but they had Eugene Levy play the General Stormer, and Eugene Levy was the saving grace in this movie. He was awesome. His portrayal of the bad guy was very similar to his crazy stuff he used to do on SCTV. One of my favorite all-time shows, SCTV. And he was absolutely brilliant. I mean, if I had to rate just Eugene Levy, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. But the movie takes place with, Mr. Boogedy. He's gone, and I don't want to give anything away, but they have like a little catch-up story, exposition about what happened. And pretty much he doesn't have his power. And the family wants to open up a store. And in my store, it used to be an old wax museum. And there's something called Lucy Days, because live in Lucifer Falls, there's going to be this giant carnival. And he's the mayor of it, and Eugene Levy's mad because Eugene Levy used to always be the mayor, but they made the new guy the mayor, and Eugene Levy tries to foil their plans and tries to mess their stuff up a lot. It just drags a lot, and they spent a lot more money on it. But it just had a lot less to say in 93 minutes. It's not boring by any means, but it just drags. You can definitely tell that it's not the same. It's not as good as the first one. And it doesn't really, the story really doesn't kick in the high gear to like the last 23, 24 minutes. And even then, it wasn't as exciting or as interesting as first Mr. Boogedy. It's only okay. I would have given it a mild 5 out of 10. But because of Eugene Levy, how great Eugene Levy was, I have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. And also Vincent Schiavelli, who passed away like 2 or 3 years ago. He was in the movie. He was great too. I did like that. I mean, you can find both these movies on YouTube. I think there's one thing where you can pay money, and then there's a couple of things you see it for free. You see it for free, like I did. It's actually very entertaining. See the first one. The first one's the one to see, and the second one is the one to see only to see Eugene Levy, because the second one's not very good. But the first one, Mr. Boogedy's, it says a lot more in 45 minutes than the other one said in a whole hour and 33 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you all having a good Halloween. And I hope you like this movie review. I'll be up with there's a food review, a real Halloween-y food review coming up shortly. I'm going to upload the Halloween-y food review at 5 o'clock. I'm going to upload this one now. I hope you all like it. Hopefully I'll be back. I won't forget. I'll be able to watch those short films. Maybe I'll do a review on them. Because I heard about them for a long, long time. And I'd never seen them. Back in 92, 93, I remember Blackest Heart was offering them on a... And I never got them on a bootleg and stuff. That's back when the days of VHS, you know. Where stuff was a lot harder to find. I'm going to try to make sure to remember to watch those tonight. They're supposed to be really, really weird. But I'm going to try to check them out. So I'm going to upload this and I'm going to balance my checkbook a little bit. I don't have that much to do, so don't be that bad. And until next time, everybody, I hope you like this video. Happy Halloween. I hope you're having a great Halloween so far. And take care, my Legion.